This video is going to cover a special type of linear equation, specifically identities and contradictions. So let's start by doing an example. We have a linear equation and we want to solve it for the variable. So the first thing I would do is simplify the right-hand side. I notice that we have some like terms. The 2x and the 4x can be combined to 6x. So now my equation is 6x plus 3 equals 6x plus 3. Now, this equation might look a little funny already, but let's just continue going and see what happens. If we wanted to put the x's on one side, let's say maybe the left, I could subtract 6x from both sides. But notice if we subtract 6x from both sides, on the left-hand side, 6x minus 6x is 0, and we're just left with 3. And we get the exact same thing on the right-hand side. 6x minus 6x is 0, and we're just left with 3. So this equation simplifies all the way down to the statement 3 equals 3. The x's have actually disappeared. This is one of my special cases. We're left with this statement 3 equals 3, which is always true. What that means is my equation is called an identity. That means no matter what I plug in for x could be any number, and I will still get a true statement. You could try for yourself. You can plug in different numbers like x equal 1, x equal 2. It doesn't matter what you plug in, you will always be left with a true statement. And so in the context of solving equations, that means an identity, something that gives you a statement that is always true, has infinitely many solutions. X can be any real number. Here's another example. Let's take the equation 4 times the quantity 2x minus 1 plus 3 equals 8x minus 5. To solve, I would simplify that left-hand side first. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute the 4. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. Plus 3 equals 8x minus 5. We can combine like terms on the left. Minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. So I'm left with 8x minus 1 equals 8x minus 5. If I try to solve this equation, if I put the x's on one side, let's say the left, I can subtract 8x from both sides. And once again, the x's disappear. On the left-hand side, 8x minus 8x is negative 1. And on the right-hand side, 8x minus 8x is 0, left with negative 5. So we are left with the statement negative 1 equals negative 5. The x's disappeared, and we're left with a false statement. That means our equation is considered a contradiction. It doesn't matter what we plug in for x, we will never be able to get a true statement. We will always have something that is false, because this equation simplifies down to a false statement. If you have a contradiction, that means your equation has no solution. All right, here's one more. Let's solve the equation x minus 4 minus 3x equals 2 times the quantity x minus 2 minus 4x. So first thing I'm going to do is simplify both the left and the right-hand sides. So on the left, we can combine like terms. 1x minus 3x is negative 2x. So I'm left with negative 2x minus 4. On the right, we can distribute that 2. So 2 times x. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. And then we have a minus 4x. We can combine like terms on that right-hand side. 2x minus 4x is negative 2x. And so now I am left with the equation negative 2x minus 4 equals negative 2x minus 4. Now, if you recognize at this point that you have an identity, you can stop here. This is an identity because the two sides are exactly identical, exactly equal. If we were to try to get rid of the x's, if we were to add 2x to both sides, we'd end up with a true statement. The x's would disappear. And so you can stop as soon as you recognize that you have an identity, you have identical things on both sides. Because this is an identity, it means x can be any real number, x can be anything, and we will still get that true statement. So we have infinitely many solutions. That was my last example of identities and contradictions. As always, reach out if anything is unclear.